Hey train fans, welcome back to the channel. Behind me is a little item I picked up from eBay, and when I mean little, it is a small size item. Smallest locomotive in the Strasburg Railroad collection. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Hello, today we are going to open that box behind us. Stay tuned, it's going to be crazy.
Alright, let's go ahead and get this box open. So it's been this ongoing mission of mine to collect every little Strasburg engine that they've released over the years, and from different manufacturers as well. I don't need the same engine from two different manufacturers, like the more recent Strasburg diesel switcher was also made by Atlas in addition to Lionel. Ooh, these are gonna make a mess. I do have this MTH number 98 here. Most of my Strasburg engines being Lionel. But now, to add to the mix, this tiny little package is a little KLine switcher. We'll have to get out of the bubble wrap so we can see it more clearly. KLine, of course, is a defunct company of model railroad trains and was acquired by Lionel around 2008, if I recall correctly. All right, here's our little box. Strasburg Railroad, number 1. It's a Plymouth Switcher. So this Plymouth Switcher, oh, here's a little tag on the side, has the interesting distinction of being the only remaining Strasburg locomotive from before the tourist days. The original was made in 1926 and is a 20-ton model. It is gasoline powered and is not the only Plymouth Switcher that Strasburg has. They have a Strasburg number 2 Plymouth Switcher engine, which is a different model. It's only a 10-ton. So these have been used to move around freight cars from time to time, or even little passenger cars, but as they are quite small and lightweight as compared to a typical steam engine, they can only move so much. So let's go ahead and we'll take it out of the box. Let's see, we got here the, looks like original smoke that came with it from KLine, little bottle. Here we got some more couplers. And let's see here, what else we got over here? Some packing material, some desiccant. I don't want to mess up these handrails. Any little details on it. Okay. Ooh. Alright. There we have it. Our little Strasburg steam engine. Looks like we got some scale couplers on it right now. Those are really tiny. And ooh. Front one is broken, and these handrails flying right out of there. What's going on here? Need to be a little glued back in place so they don't pop out. And then what's this over here? Oh, that's probably the front part of that coupler knuckle that snapped off. Yeah. So we do have the original couplers. Looking at the wheels here, there is no wear whatsoever on them. Same with our pickups here. So this unit has never been run on the tracks. I guess they had it on display with the prior owner. There's these cool little air hoses coming off. It's a nice detail. We have our little lanterns here on the cab as well as the front. Directional lighting and for reverse and forward. A little bell here with a rope coming off of it. So nice little details. Cab figure, both sides. Okay. At the bottom of the box, we do have the instruction manual from KLine. Here we are. Motorized switcher. Scale coupler. Oh, okay. So it came as an option with the scale couplers. That's pretty cool. So to put the unscale couplers, looks like we gotta take out some screws here. So we'll have to put on the O gauge couplers. This side here. Oh, that's pretty nifty. See, KLine was in North Carolina, just like Lionel is nowadays headquartered. Looking a little closely at these scale couplers, I touched the front one and a second piece came off. Looking at the back one, it looks like this plastic is just crazed, cracking, discolored. It just looks extremely brittle. And I'm sure if I touch this back one too much, that'll probably disintegrate as well. So the instruction manual was suggesting leaving the front one on for scale look, and you can replace the back one with an O scale coupler for functionality with O scale trains or O gauge trains. But this one's destroyed, and this one doesn't look far off from it. Maybe I'll just go ahead and replace both with the O couplers here. All right, let's go ahead and see if I can get these itty bitty screws out of there. All right, so there's going to be 6 screws we'll have to remove in order to change out the coupler. According to the manual here, first we start with these 4 pilot screws so we can get it out of the way. And then we'll remove the 2 screws of the coupler itself that attach it to the engine. All right, there's 2. Okay, let's see if that'll just pop off. Be careful not to mess up these ladders on the side here. All right, well, got that one off. What I really don't want to do is lose the screws. Go, okay, and all right, so we got the pilot off. Now we're going to take out these screws here that attach the coupler. Go ahead and well, that's only really tight. Look at the bigger. Now this is the first time I've ever messed with couplers. Every piece of rolling stock and engine I have in my collection all have O-gauge couplers on it. This is the first item I've gotten that came with scale couplers. Okay. Here we have our rear scale coupler. And we'll go ahead and remove the front one as well. So just like with the back side, let me get my little screwdriver here. Oh snap! Where the hell is the spring from? Huh. Oh, okay. I think when the front coupler disintegrated in my hand, this little spring popped out, and oop, now it just bounced out of here. There it is. I don't know if this comes up on the camera very well, but there's a tiny little spring there, which now just rolled on the floor, which was connected to that little scale coupler. So let's go ahead, get back to removing the front pilot. Do these four little screws here. See if we can gently lift this up. Here we go, there's our front pilot removed. So now we can go ahead and remove the front scale coupler, just like we did with the back. Okay, and for the last screw here of the coupler in the front. There we go. All right, so we have removed both scale couplers. Now we're going to take out our O-gauge couplers. Oh, they come with separate screws as well. Okay. All right, well, I'll go ahead and start with putting on the front coupler first, just to compare the size. O-gauge versus scale. So, scale is definitely a lot smaller in comparison. Quite dainty. And as evidence, not as durable. All right, so put that there. And screws. We'll go ahead and put this here. Hold this. And it's on the floor. Alright, let's try, I'm going to put them in the couplers here first. Okay. Screw these in place. I'm going to over tighten and break something. It's nice and snug will be fine. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and reattach our front pilot. Now these screws fly onto the floor. Okay, there we have it. The front is now done. That pilot's on there nice and snug. So we can go ahead and now fiddle with the back. Here's the other coupler here from its packaging. Whoa! Sorry about that. All right. Go ahead and put these screws on the coupler first. Now we'll line it up here. Okay. All right, those screws are nice and snug. I don't think that's going to be falling off anytime soon, so we can go ahead and attach our rear pilot. These pilot screws are very small. And again, this is a very tiny engine. So they can't use enormous screws and other components. Okay, one more. Last one. And with these non-scale couplers, I can connect this engine to all of my O-gauge Strasburg goodies. Although the scale couplers it comes with, that's pretty cool if you have it out on display. Look a little more authentic. Okay, got 100%. So we'll go ahead and put away this stuff. I'm going to save what's remaining of the scale couplers and screws and whatnot. Put in a little baggie, keep it with the box. I don't throw stuff away. I keep it all together. If I want to throw those scales back on there one day, I still have them. And I think I'll just have to dab a little bit of super glue on the end of these handrails so they stop coming out of the cab area, and these will just come all the way out. All right, so I'll do that, and then we'll also have to get this oiled up. As it is a few years old, factory grease gotten a little dry, so we want this thing running and happy and not squeaking and grinding. Okay, for the lubrication, we use the Labelle number 107 multi-purpose lubricant. This is what I use on all my engines. I've been very happy with it. According to the instruction manual from KLine, you need to lubricate this train after 12 hours of usage. And certainly you want to do it after sitting on the shelf or on display for 15 years. So we'll get this all lubed up here. And then we'll also put some smoke inside. And we're going to put smoke to on so that when we do run it, we'll see if that heating element is functional after all these years of sitting there idle. And I'm going to give some little dabs of glue here on these handrails because I really don't want them popping out and getting bent or damaged. This is Gorilla Crew. Okay, so not only are Plymouth Switchers very small in size, but this engine is 027 scale, so it's even smaller than O scale engines in the traditional scale. So according to the Lionel website, when they took over the tooling, these are 5.5 inches in length. So if we include our new O couplers here, well, the couplers put it at about 6.5 in length, but if we don't include the couplers, let's see here, about 5 inches in length on the engine. It has a pretty good weight to it. The body is die cast. All these ladders, handrails, everything is all metal. So yeah, it has some good weight to it, and that's how it's able to pull a little bit. This is actually my second KLine Plymouth Switcher, as I have another set, a Pennsylvania Railroad Plymouth Switcher. So it's pretty much identical, other than, of course, the paint and road name. But yeah, these are pretty nifty engines. I'm not sure what the original KLine pricing on it was, but when Lionel last released these in the 2007 Volume 2 catalog, they had a MSRP of $99.99. So good luck these days trying to find an engine that cheap. According to the instruction manual, we add 5 drops of smoke fluid to the engine here. So we're going to go ahead and do our drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next thing we'll do is we'll give this engine some power and see what happens. Oop, it starts moving. Okay, we're in neutral. All the lanterns work for sure. Well, good news, the smoke unit works. It's smoking like a champ. It has a bell or whistle. I don't think so. Well, only one thing left to do.
Okay, shut it off.
Alrighty, there we have it, our KLine Plymouth Switcher, made by KLine, but of course, once KLine went out of business, Lionel bought the tooling and cranked this out for a couple years. So it's a neat little engine. Glad to have it as part of the fleet, filling out our Strasburg roster. And wow, it's still smoking real good. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. Check out our other offerings. And we also are available on Patreon if you'd like to check out more cool things. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Take care.